Hey viewers, today I'm going to walk you through how I get to these beautiful fruits in my hand. They are beautiful tomatoes. So I'm going to show you some of the products that I use to get to here. If you realize I said some, these are not all, some of them. I have here, first I'm going to start with fungicide, right? Start off with the fungicide. I use this brand. This brand here is very good. Very good. A lot of farmers use this as an insecticide, but this is not an insecticide. This is a fungicide. And tomatoes, they are open to a lot of different fungicide. Especially when your tomatoes start fruiting, you will have a lot of problem there with different kind of fungus affecting your tomatoes. Yes, so I start with this one here. Yes, it's a very high residue. You leave a very high residue on your tomatoes, right? So I would start off with this, going once a week if it doesn't rain, or if it doesn't have any frost, because my area we do have a lot of heavy frost at times. So I tend to use this one. Yes, and then I would change to another brand. Yes, so while your tomato fruiting closer to harvesting time, you wouldn't want to have high residue of this fungicide on your tomatoes. Yes, so this is one. As close as it get to harvesting time, I would switch to the less of a residue. I using Concento. It's very good. That's the same. In the early stage, I would not use the Concento because for one, I would paying more money for less goods. You know, using the Concento in the early stage of the crop, I don't. Other persons use the straight through where they have less residue to deal with. But I am outdoor, so it doesn't really matter the early residue. Yes, so this is Concento. Very good fungicide, just the same. Yes, so if you're avoiding too much residue, this one is a very good one to use. They are better fungicide on the market, but they are quite expensive. I'm going to go into insecticide now, which I use and I get when I say very good result, I mean very good result from these insecticide that I use. Right? So first, this is another insecticide which is very affordable and it works for especially the small green worm that affect these beautiful fruit that I have here. So I use Caratrax for that. It really works. But for the other insects that actually destroy or hate tomatoes, I would use this one, which is the Cure. It really lives up to its name. Cure. It really works. This one here is systemic. This one here is not systemic. Sometimes you may visit your tomato field and you see your tomato leaves like folding up to some little, they are not straightening out. They remain fold up. It's because of some little tiny you can barely you have to have, say, a very good vision to see them without putting it under a microscope or something like that. So this is the ideal thing for it. And the mites there, they will actually suck your tomato leaf dry. Every leaf, every fruit. So they will feed the leaves. You know, without the younger leaves, you're not going to get proper blossom, because if there's something actually taking whatever the tomato need from the tomato leaves and the tree, actually it's not going to come to anything. I prefer to use this because it works for me, especially outdoor where you have a lot of pests passing and a lot of pests that will actually stay on your tomato because it is lush green. Cure is the best one to use, especially for mites. Mites love tomatoes, especially if it's on an open field. Mites enjoy it. For my blossom and to actually stabilize the blossom on my fruit trees, I use Calmax B. I always have Calmax B. It works for me. It really improved my blossom and help my blossoms. It does. And it helps in root rot too. Yes, so if it helps to stabilize the root of your tomatoes as well as your stem. I encourage you to start using your Calmax P. I'm going to go to another product that I have here. It is Greenstem. I use Greenstem in all my spraying. When I say good, it's very good. You know, you want your tomato tree to be as healthy and as green as possible for as long as possible. This helps, it really does, live up to its name, Greenstem. Follow the ingredient that you have, the mixture that you have here. You know, teaspoon to a gallon, it works. You know, so these are some of the products that I've been using. Let me go to another one here. Fertilizer, potassium. We all know what potassium does. Very good. I would use this 2 times per week because my tomatoes, they're on a drip irrigation system, so I don't have to spray this on. So I would do my watering routine 2 times per week. Once my tomatoes start producing, I use this. If you can get your hands on this, and you can get your hand on the soluble 14-28-14, they do have that in soluble just the same. You can use that because they have a high volume of potassium just the same. It's an all-purpose fertilizer, but it still contains a lot of potassium, just like how this one would have a high volume of potassium just the same. I start off the tomatoes with something that contains high nitrogen because you want to get that tomato tree healthy and strong. Because going forward, if you have healthy tree, you get healthy tomatoes. So I start my tomatoes with high nitrogen chicken manure. Then from my chicken manure to production or to the 14-28-14, then this. It really works. If you want to get to these beautiful tomatoes that I have here, follow what I'm telling you. It works. Really, really works. So in another video, I'll show you more fertilizer or different varieties of fertilizers, different varieties of fungicide that I use in the earlier stage and in the late stage of your development of your tomatoes. Look out for the next video. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, and you will get a lot more because there's a lot more to learn about your tomatoes, whether in your early stages or late stages of your tomatoes. So subscribe and look out for the next video that is coming.